let me get that recording going, and then what I want you to do is share that. I'll pull this up here. Great. You know, I've thought about this for a long time, and you know, Mitch really brought it to the surface, and I really wanted to spend some time on talking about becoming legacy qualified and how to build the business with a 3x3 structure. And I'm going to kind of go through that here this evening. So for all of you that aren't legacy qualified, we'll go through that. You'll get to learn a little bit more about that. But it really is, it all starts right here. And, you know, guys, this is really your responsibility to sit with your brand new person and explain the benefits of getting started with a business builder pack, as opposed to getting started with one of the other product packages, and then them to find out on their own later on that they should have started with the business builder package. Maybe they started with 6 products, they spent $239, and now have to come back in and buy a $575 product. So they've got, you know, $800 spent. But, you know, it's all about a couple of things. Legacy bonus right here. You know, you can't get into that legacy bonus unless you buy a business builder pack or a career pack. You also have a, you know, 100% increase in the dual team commissions from $10 to $20. And as you can see, and, you know, the dual team matching bonus, you know, I don't talk a lot about, because it's one of those things that, you know, has to mature, right? I mean, people have to have a mature organization in order for that to really materialize into any significant amount of money. It will over time, but it's, you know, this is the money that is significant up front, right? I mean, these two numbers here. So, you know, you've got to explain it to everybody, and I just never prejudge anybody as to whether or not they can afford it, because I've seen people living in countries where the average monthly income was $400 go home and get $10,000 in cash. You know, it all just depends upon whether or not you want to do something. And so don't, you know, I've had a number of people that I've enrolled that just say, you know, I just don't know anybody that would spend $575. And I go, well, then this business is probably not for you, right? Probably not for you. If all of your friends are broke, then go find some new friends. But so, you know, if you don't have this chart, you know, I'll make sure I get it to you, because it really does explain it in, you know, in a visual manner. Let's talk about the legacy bonus. You just qualified, you just purchased a business builder pack. Now we're going to talk about, you know, one of those bonuses that you're privy to, and that's the legacy bonus. Now, the legacy bonus is kind of, you know, there's a misnomer here. You know, some people call it a 3-up. It's no 3-up, nothing, right? I mean, the first 3 people that you personally enroll that buy a business builder pack are part of your foundation team. And this is why it works, right? 3 was the perfect number. And what happens is when you sponsor these 3 people, you earn $100 fast start. So 100, 100, 100, and then here you sponsored 3 more. So you made a total of $300 on these. This figure is wrong, and $600 on these. So you actually made $900 if this, you know, happened just like this. If you sponsored 6 people, 3 people, the first 3, you make 100. After that, you make $100 fast start plus $100 legacy bonus. Now, what's interesting is that the first three people of your fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth to infinity, right? As many people as you want to personally enroll, when they enroll their first three, they're going to get a $100 fast start, but the $100 legacy bonus, guess who's getting that? You are, right? So let's see, this number 4 and number 6 go out and sponsor their three people, their foundation team, if you will. And you just made $600 off of the efforts of number 4 and number 6. Now, here again, these people here on your second level go out and sponsor their first three people. And once again, you're going to get paid $100 on the first three of the first three of the first three of the first three to infinity. So it just continues to go down. Now, obviously, the more people you've got personally sponsored, the more legacy bonuses, right? Just makes sense. Again, this is really simple. Now, they're still in your dual team, right? So let's back up a second. Number 1, number 2, number 3, if you were building like we kind of recommend, 2 on your leg and 1 on your enroller's leg, they would still be there. They'd be there. The only thing that you're not getting is the $100 legacy. So, they're in your team. You haven't given them up. They haven't gone anywhere. You just don't get paid that legacy bonus, just like these people don't get paid the legacy bonus on their first three because it all comes up to you. Okay? So, exponential growth, right? That's what makes this industry so exciting. And so one of the things that I talk to people about all the time is, they go, well, I just don't know if I could ever build a group of thousands of people. And I go, well, do you think you can sponsor one person a month and teach them to do exactly the same thing? They go, well, of course I can sponsor one person a month. Well, here's what happens with the power of duplication, with the power of leverage, right? You call 10 friends, you send out 8 samples, and you enroll 1. It's probably a little bit more than 1, depending upon what your relationship is with those 10 friends. But as you can see here, month 1 through 12, here's your 1, right? And here's your team, right? At the end of 12 months, 4,096 people. And, as you continue to grow and, just continue to follow that plan out, I mean, over the course of the next year, the numbers start to get gigantic. So, again, it's just sticking with the basics, doing what needs to be done on a very simplified basis, and, just staying with it. Now, what I want to do is kind of show you what happens over the course of the next 7 months if you were to find 3 people, 3 business builders, and then they would go out and find 3 business builders. So what you've got a left team and a right team. I put a column down here for cycle bonus. I put a column down here for legacy bonus. So, first month, not much, right? You got 2 on your left team, 1 on your right team, and you cycled 1 time, right? 200 BV and 100 BV, a whole $20, a legacy bonus of 300 because there's the 3 people. So that legacy bonus is sitting there. Now, if these were your first 3 people that purchased that business builder pack, then this legacy bonus would be going to your sponsor, not to you, right? Be going to your sponsor. And then everything else in the legacy bonus column would also be going to your sponsor. But I'm going to show you how we can speed that up a little bit and have that income actually wind up in your pocket. So second month, these two go out and find their three, right? And this one goes out and finds their three. And again, if you just work this model, and worked it, just finding three people, helping them find three people. As you go through, you see the growth that starts to happen. On fourth month, you hit emerald, right? These 18 go get their three, you got 54. This number over here represents the next month loyalty purchase, right? These people purchased their business builder pack in, say in June. Well, in July, they go on to loyalty purchase, right? And then these 54 go get their three. You've got 162. You've now got some cycling going on, right? 121 times, $2,420. But look at this number, right? 24,000. And that's because of 243 people. 243 people just purchased a business builder pack in your business, which generated that $24,300 in legacy bonuses. 6th month, again, those 162 get their three. These people all move down to their loyalty purchase, and you've got 364 cycles, $7,280, but again, $72,900 in legacy bonuses. So 7th month, blue diamond, right? You're starting to knock it out of the park, right? So it doesn't take very long in order to make this happen if you just follow the model. So $218,700 in legacy bonuses because of 2,187 people just joined your team, right? Guys, if, like I said, if this were your first three people, all of those legacy bonuses and everything would be going to your enroller. Now, if it were your 4th, 5th, and 6th person, then all of these legacy bonuses would be going to you, right? I'm sure that your sponsor would love you forever, if you were to make this happen, but I'm sure that you would like it to make it happen for you. So there are some strategies here that if you wanted to pursue something like this and really focus in on, just finding three who will find three. And look, I know all of you have got three friends who would like to change their life, right? And that's what this is all about. It's just finding three people that you can call up and say, hey, Jim, I found something absolutely incredible. I want you to do it with me. It's going to cost you $600 and it's going to cost you $145 a month. Are you in? And, they don't need any samples. If they trust you enough, if you have that kind of relationship with somebody, then this is a perfect model to work. So you put in some good people in the positions 1, 2, and 3, and then you put in your killers, right? The people that will really go after it in positions 4, 5, and 6. So you're kind of working 2 of these at the same time, but most of the work is going to happen with your person 4, 5, and 6. And we can go into some more of that, individually. If you've got any questions, just ring me or text me or call me or something. I told you earlier, in the emails that I was going to share a secret, right? A secret on how to build a massive passive income. And, I really want you to keep this information to yourself within our team, because we don't want it getting out there to the rest of the world. So I can see by all the nods, yeah, I'm getting an agreement that you'll keep it secret. I didn't want to have to send out an NDA to everybody. I was going to, but then I thought, well, I'm just going to kind of hope that you'll keep it secret. So here it is. If I hope that you're ready. It's all out massive action and effort. Now, that's the secret. Everybody says, what's the secret? What's the secret? There's got to be something else besides everything that you teach us, that there's got to be something else, some magic dust that you sprinkle on to make everything happen. Yes, there is. It's all out massive action. You see, you can either build this, business slowly, or you can build it fast. I prefer fast to slow. And there's no there's nothing that says you can't build it slow, but here's what happens. When a company like Valentis starts to go into this vertical growth, we attract more and more and more and more people. One of the things that I ask people all the time when I ask them the 3 questions is, have you ever heard of Valentis? And right now, all of them say no. All of them. I mean, networkers, people that have been in the industry, nobody has heard of this company, which is a great thing for us because it's kind of like the best kept secret, right? A 5-year-old company that's done $100 million worth of business, that ships products all over the globe. It's the best kept secret. So, but it won't always be that way. I've seen it go very quickly into, out of 10 people that you talk to, right now you get 10 out of 10. I've never heard of the company. Pretty soon it'll be 8 out of 10, right? Pretty soon it'll be 6 out of 10. Pretty soon half the people will have already heard of Valentis. And so it just keeps moving in that direction. So that's why I'm encouraging everybody to, put in as much effort as you possibly can now, because all of that effort will be multiplied by, where weeks turn into months and months turn into years. So, put in as much effort as you possibly can now. One of the things that I talk about all the time with everybody, and I'm just going to reiterate it again, is, this goes back to Network Marketing 101, and it's making a list. Now, people say, Chuck, I don't need to make a list. I got, well, you do need to make a list, because you've got to have something visual that you can, look at and continue to add and expand to that list, because you're always thinking of new people. Now, I have met a couple of people that says, you know what, I don't know anybody. I don't want to know anybody. I live in the woods by myself, and, I'm sorry. If you don't know anybody and you don't want to talk to anybody, and you have that fear or something, then network marketing is probably not a good fit for you. But, make that list. Don't leave anybody off the list. Whatever you do, don't prejudge anybody and say, oh, I'm going to leave them off the list. They make too much money. Put everybody on the list, right? Keep expanding that list. And then call everybody on the list and ask them those 3 questions. And by now, you should know what those 3 questions are. Hey, Bob, this is Chuck. Hey, Bob, let me ask you a question. Do you drink coffee? Yeah, Chuck, I drink coffee. Yeah, hey, Bob, have you ever thought about losing any weight? Yeah, I've thought about it every day after I finish those 2 cheeseburgers for lunch, And I go, well, Bob, and Bob usually says something like, hey, man, why are you asking me these dumb questions? And it's always my response is, hey, I work with a company called Valentis. Have you ever heard of them? No, I haven't. Well, great. Hey, they introduced a weight loss coffee and now a weight loss hot chocolate, a cocoa, just recently, that is just an absolute killer. I mean, this stuff makes the fat melt right off of you. And since you're a coffee drinker and you'd like to lose some weight, now if you find some people that don't want to lose weight, and they're happy, being the size that they are, then you just have to leave them alone, right? I mean, I talked to one old boy here recently, and he was very heavy, over 300 pounds, and he said that damn coffee was horrible. He said it just wouldn't let me eat, and he said I enjoy eating, and I said, yeah, I can tell, so you just there's no help for some of those people. And I've had some other people that say, you know what, I'm overweight, but I drink a certain brand of coffee and I love it. And I had that discussion with somebody today, and he said, I wouldn't change coffee for anything. And I go, well, okay, then you want to stay fat. Well, if I have to, then I'm not going to drink your coffee. And so we parted friends, So ask those 3 questions. The other question I always ask after I determine that they're a coffee drinker, that they have a desire to lose weight, is, and let me go back a second. I want them to be the ones, not my wife or my cousin, or I know somebody else. I got a fat friend that I'm going to give the coffee to. That doesn't work. That doesn't work because that person's not engaged in it. They're just kind of a bystander. They're just kind of a spectator, if you will. So if they're not interested in losing weight, if they're not interested in and don't drink coffee, I just pass by. Right, next. So you're a coffee drinker, you want to lose weight, and hey, Bob, if this coffee works for you like it's worked for me, would you have any problem referring it to your friends and earning a commission that Valentis will send you? You see, they don't put their products in a store. They don't advertise. They don't hire celebrities, so they pay us that commission for making those referrals. And, everybody that I talk to and ask that question always says, hey, I'm all for it. If the product works, great. I'd love to refer it to my friends. So, then I go, hey, Bob, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you into our referral system. You're going to get an email from the company. I pre-enroll that new person, right? The person I'm going to send samples to. I pre-enroll everybody. And, whether they do something, whether they don't do something, it really doesn't matter because they're going to be pre-enrolled. They'll flush out of the system in 90 days if they don't do anything. But for 90 days, I have them captive, and they're going to get, emails from the company, and, who knows? They just may pick up and look at something. So, again, all out massive action, right? Your goal is to have homes for all of your samples before they arrive. I mean, if everybody worked, like that, then we would have such a volume explosion. It would be absolutely incredible. But for some reason, people want to sit back and wait until they get their samples, before they start doing anything, which is kind of mind-boggling for me. Let's make the list. Let's get it out. Let's, and if you're fearful of calling your friends that you've known forever, by all means, get me on the phone, get Mitch on the phone, get Jim, get one of us on the phone with you, and I'll help you call your friends, and I'll ask them the 3 questions. So no shortage of help here. So this is what it looks like. Those are all of your friends, right? You're going to stuff them in the top of the funnel. And it doesn't matter, you just got to take them through the process because, every so often somebody's going to fall through and come out the bottom of that funnel, and they're going to be the next diamond in your organization. So don't prejudge anybody. Don't eliminate anybody. Stay putting everybody into the funnel. So you're on a search, right? That's your job. If you signed up, That's your job. Your job is to go out and find 4 diamonds. Not very difficult. I mean, look, how many billion people are there on the planet, right? All you're looking for is 4. You want to find 4 people that are excited about this opportunity like you're excited about it, like I'm excited about it, like Mitch is excited about it, right? So you want to find 4 people that are pretty much just like you. And that's not very difficult to find. You just have to, here's my stats as of the 15th, right? I've personally enrolled customers and independent reps, 179. And, some of them have become customers, some of them have fallen by the wayside, some of them who I thought were going to do something didn't, some of them that I didn't think were going to do anything did, and I've got 3 diamonds out of those 179. So, how many more will I have to go through before I find that 4th one? I think I already have. I think it's, I think there are that 4th one, the 5th one, and maybe even the 6th one are there percolating, right? Percolating and, getting ready to come up to speed. So, I just love this little cartoon here, right? Because, here you are in the beginning, you're actively and eagerly, digging away. And then pretty soon you get tired, right before you hit that pocket of diamonds, you give up, you turn around and you throw your pickaxe down and say, you know what, this is too tough. This is too tough. If it were easy to make $100,000 a month, everybody would be doing it, but it's available, it's there. And so, look, if I can do it, anybody can do it. That's what I tell them all the time. If Rick Gerald can do it, anybody can do it. If John Horenza can do it, anybody can do it. John got into this industry 30 years ago to make $3,000 a month. Now he makes $300,000. It just took him. It took him a long time to do that. It took him 30 years. But hey, I love this one, and I thought a lot about this. It's your obligation. You're obligated to share Valentis, the optimum product, and the opportunity with everyone because the coffee is transforming lives, right? I mean, look, people are getting off of their diabetes medicine. People are leveling out their blood sugar. People are doing all kinds of great things. They're losing weight like crazy. So they're transforming lives, and the opportunity is giving people hope, right? People in countries where the average income is $400 or $500 a month are making thousands of dollars a month. So a lot of hope, right? So, if you don't share it with your friends, who will? Don't keep this a secret. And, it happens all the time. You'll go to a conference, you had somebody on your list, or you were going to talk to somebody and you never put them on your list, and all of a sudden you bump into them at an event and they walk across the stage as a new diamond, and you go, oh boy, I should have called that person, right? That's when you get back to, refining your list again. So don't keep it a secret. Here's what's happened to me, guys. I always like to just kind of throw it out there. Started slowly and, continued to pick up steam because I've got a big want. My want list is gigantic. I have a big why. You see, I'm at the point and stage in my life where I've got a lot more yesterdays than I do tomorrows. And although I look young, I'm really not. So let me just put it that way. So I want to try to get back to the income that my wife got accustomed to, that nice 6-figure monthly income. And I'm going to try to do that as quickly as possible. And so in my first year, $223,905.45. So not bad, not bad for a first year. I think I could have done better, but we'll leave it at that. Year two, I'm estimating based on where everything is at. I'm estimating my income will be somewhere between $600,000 and $800,000 second year income. June is almost 20,000. Already 19,000 and some change. So with this exponential growth, with other countries opening like Mexico, look, you've got Herbalife down in Mexico that did $470 million in business just in Mexico last year. So, I know that there's a gigantic market down there in Mexico. I've had huge organizations in Mexico. So just be thinking about Mexico, and certainly a lot different than, Canada, because let's face it, there's more people living in the state of Texas than there are living in Canada. So, but that's not the case in Mexico. So, so that's what I'm looking for, and that's what I'm doing. I wanted to share something with you today. I've been giving out some of the $500 travel savings codes to people that show up for a webinar, that buy a business builder package. I give them one, give their sponsor one. And I was helping, it actually wasn't today, it was yesterday. It was helping somebody that got one of those. And they were going to New York, going for a week, right? And there was their dates, the 6th through the 13th of July. And we went up to the TravelSavingsDollars.com site, and, right there is $500 savings. They'd pay $1,733 with the tax for that room. But what I've noticed is that when it's a flat $500, it usually means that there's more savings than $500. So I went into my site and looked at the savings, and sure enough, here's the Westin, same dates, same room, same everything. The savings were $1,244, so total with tax $990, compared to what they were going to pay, $1,733, right? And so yeah, there's the $1,733. So I helped them book it so that they only had to pay $990. Now they were ecstatic to pay $500, to save $500 and pay $1,733, but now they're crazy happy that they only had to pay $990 for the Westin, right there in Manhattan. So save 56%, right? So so if you sponsor somebody that buys a business builder pack, you and your new person will both get a $500 savings coupon. And just so that everybody is always doubtful. They go, well, that public price, that's probably some type of inflated price. They're grabbing that from the air. Well, not really. So I went over to Expedia, just like I have on lots of different reservations, and stuck in the same dates, same room, 7 nights, and it's $2,434.50. So if you went to Expedia, you wouldn't be paying $990, you'd be paying $2,434.50. And so by going with this, $1,444.50 savings. So hey guys, I just wanted to remind you again very quickly that John's going to be doing a big event on the 22nd, right around the corner. So who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? Right? Just go through all of the people, ask them, who do they know in Las Vegas, and get them over to that event. We'll get them some coffee samples and some other things. So just wanted to let you see this. Other thing that I've decided to do is do a business opportunity overview on Monday and Wednesday. Those are 2 nights that are kind of vacant. And I know Wednesday is church night for a lot of people, but for a lot of people it's not. So for all of you people that it's not, there'll be a business overview at 8:30. I'm going to move it up to 8:30 then rather than start at 9 o'clock. So it's going to be very quick. It's going to be 30 minutes or less. And that'll happen Monday and Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. There's the code. I'll get an email out to everybody, and it'll be a very, very quick overview of the business. And I think that's it, right? That was it. So, hey guys, yep, I think I've talked my 30 minutes. Oh, I have. And well, let me stop that share and stop this recording, because Lord knows we wouldn't want to see anything